Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm JohnBerry555, and I'm continuing my series of MASH retro reviews with Season 3, Episode 16, Bulletin Board. So the premise of this episode revolves around the Bulletin Board, and basically every, for lack of a better term, vignette scene that we see in the episode is related to a posting on the Bulletin Board, or sometimes as well as the PA announcement. Radar's putting up that Henry is doing another health lecture, and we get to see it. And this time, instead of using figures A and B for his sex lecture, he's basically telling them, hey, don't leave any new Koreans behind. Half Americans, half Koreans. Then we also get a scene where Margaret is asking Frank for a loan so that way she can afford a gift for her sister who's getting married. A sister, by the way, who we've never heard of again, and apparently Margaret's father is dead. Remember, MASH does not have strong continuity. Does not at all. And then, this is actually probably a scene that is kind of more impactful in my opinion. It's Trapper writing to his 7-year-old daughter named Becky. And he describes who he lives with, but then he also describes a time in OR during winter, December as the story goes. And Frank pronounces a patient dead because no pulse in the arm. Trapper stops and double checks. In the actual chest because, he's been out in the minefield for 24 hours. There's a good chance his arms are frozen. So gotta go more closely to the heart to check for a pulse and breathing. And he saves the patient. Then we get a scene where they're watching a movie. Henry can't enjoy it because he has a difficult patient who's struggling to recover. Meanwhile, Klinger and Zero get into a fist fight over Klinger's seat because he went up and got some popcorn and all that. And then the main ending of the episode is basically they're having a party to raise money for Sister Teresa's orphanage. And Henry at first is a bit reluctant but does agree to do it. And at the end he admits that it was a good thing, get some relaxation and all that. They have fun, food, picnicking, all that stuff. Even a game of tug-of-war between the officers and enlisted. And, well, everyone gets covered in mud except for the people who are not major characters. The exception being Zero, he gets covered in mud despite not being a major character. And Frank decides, because Margaret has been ignoring him, not avoiding him yet, ignoring him over not lending her some money for the gift. And so Frank does basically, okay, but with an IOU and 5% interest. Which, that does seem steep. He does claim it's better than any bank, but I still feel like that's a bit steep. Even my student loans were not that heavy on the interest. And that's saying something. A simple IOU would have been sufficient if you wanted, just to cover everything. But yeah. And that's pretty much the episode. Again, this episode, it's a fun, great episode. We get to see our characters in just some fun vignettes. But this episode does serve as a reminder. Especially early season MASH does not have strong sense of continuity. And that's the hallmark of MASH. And that's alright. We may like nowadays to have TV shows with a lot of continuity and all that. But the thing is, well, there's not much continuity in terms of things like backstories, events. Characters generally, in terms of personality, that's where continuity generally lies. And that makes sense because any TV show, whether you're having a consistent story or you're super episodic, whether serialized or episodic, you want your characters to be consistent, otherwise people just won't come back. People want consistent characters to root for, to view, to enjoy in a TV show. And MASH, despite all of its lack of a continuity, is actually fairly consistent with that regard, but at the same time also knows when to play that stuff up in order to serve the story, and I think they do a really good job in that. But that's just my opinions. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.